How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today we're making massive progress on the Supra, and I have a special announcement if any of you guys are interested in getting a piece of the Supra for yourself. Anyway, so here is the Supra. Let's go ahead and uncover her. It did rain earlier, so I'm hoping she's dry by now. Oh yeah, you can see she's still a little wet. A little water never hurt anybody, right? No one's ever died of water. Okay, still looks pretty rough under here. We're gonna remove this too. Ugh. But here we go. Okay, Supra's here. There's a few things I got that I want to try to install, and there's a few things that I have that I try. Well, let me just get into it. If we pop the hood and we look under, well, that's a fuse box. Well, part of it. So what does that mean, Drew? That means if I open up my $100,000 storage bin, we got a chassis harness. This is what I've been waiting on forever. So I ordered one from Australia about a year ago, and it never came. Never. So I don't know if it was ever sent, but it never came. So I took it upon myself to just go out and buy one. So we have one here, and then this is a dash harness. This is what sits underneath the dash on the interior, kind of connecting the doors and everything. So dash harness, chassis harness, plus some more. I also got, a brake booster at a really good price. Usually these go for like $600 to $1,000. I found this one for 200 bucks. I already test fitted it and it works as in, you know, bolts up. So we have that as well. We're not going to install it just yet because I am going to go ahead and do all of the heat shielding once all of that arrives. But today we have a bunch of suspension parts we got to get dialed in. Right now it is well, there's no coils. It is just sitting on nothing, which is why there's jack stands in the front. So what we're gonna do is install the stock suspension for now. That way at least we can push and roll the car. And from there, I have a couple other suspension parts will get installed, and then we'll start the process of ripping out everything in here so we can get the new dash harness installed, and then the interior will be pretty much good to go. I want to also try to pull this out and just like sand it and paint it. But let me take you guys inside and show you the progress I've made on the motor. Okay, so here is the built 2JZ GTE. Now it looks similar to probably how you guys last saw it, except the whole timing assembly is installed. The car is timed perfectly. You can see my marks that I made. All of them are perfect, and the cams are installed. I did all the valve lashing and everything. So this thing, theoretically, if we put oil, spark plugs, and fuel, it would start. This thing should start. Now, there's still a couple components that we're missing. I have everything. We just need to install it and get it all cleaned up. But new crank dampener I have. We have to get the alternator rebuilt, which sits right here. We have to get a new power steering pump. So a couple little things, but for the most part, the motor is pretty much good to go. The turbo I'm gonna take off today, and we're gonna send it out on Monday. Today's currently Saturday, so this will get sent to Precision. They're gonna rebuild it, maybe give me a new front housing. I mean, this is just goop on it. Like, I could actually clean it off if I wanted to, but they're gonna hopefully just replace everything that needs to be replaced, and that will be sent out. And I'm on the fence about this intake manifold right now. Now, this is a very expensive Vail side old school JDM intake manifold. The problem is I don't have a throttle body that works for it. And I don't know if I can find one that works for it because it's such a weird custom thing. So I have one of two options. One, I try to find something that works, and then I try to see if any fuel rail will work and just go from there. Or I sell this intake manifold and I go with something a little bit more modern. I've heard that these also aren't like the craziest when it comes to flow test and everything. Now, those are like bench tested. They're not necessarily on the car. I'm sure these things work great. I bet it's 100% better than what I had before, some cheap Chinesium. But still, it's just something I'm keeping in mind with this intake manifold. Do I want to go through the trouble of finding everything for this, or should I just get one that's ready to go off the shelf and it'll come with a fuel rail and a throttle body? So comment down below. Keep the Vail side old school JDM shit or move on. If I keep this one, I'm sure I won't have any issues with it blowing off the welds like my other one. But once again, I don't know. But that is not what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I have a pretty cool idea to kind of, one, help speed up the process of rebuilding the Supra, but two, for you guys that are like hardcore fans or just longtime supporters, or you just want to see the Supra back, this is a way where you guys can help me out. So ignore the mess. These are all Supra parts, but essentially these are the old fenders, right? We have two fenders. They were both in the fire. I'm not reusing them. I already have new fenders. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with these, but I thought of a cool idea. My merch website, my new merch website is about to launch, and it would be cool as like a first launch thing to sell pieces of the fenders. Some of them will be signed. It'll be like kind of a mystery box type deal. But I think it would be cool to sell like chunks of it big enough to where if you really wanted to, you can frame it and you can have a piece of the Mark IV Supra hanging on your wall. I'm not quite sure what I would go for and like charge, but this would be just to help speed up the process of rebuilding this. It's a way you can directly contribute without like a GoFundMe or anything like that. It would just help speed it up. Regardless, I'm gonna get it done. But if you guys wanted to be a part of it and have a part of it, it's a thought that came across my mind, and I'm kind of a fan of the idea. I think it'd be cool if you ordered a piece and let's say you got like this chunk right here or this chunk over here or whatever it be. I think it would be pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts on that down below. Would you guys go for that? Do you guys think that would be a pretty cool idea? And also, how much do you think I should charge for something like that, for a sizable chunk of it? Obviously, the bigger the chunk, the less I'm able to sell. So keep that in mind as well. Anyways, let's go get started. We'll come back to you later if I get any more parts today, but I need to make sure that Supra can roll after today. Okay, so here's what we got. We have the front suspension. These are stock. These are what we're gonna put in. And then we have some aftermarket stuff. Sway bar, bushings. They look greasable, I didn't know that, that's cool. And then sway bar end links. And yeah, then after that, the car should be able to sit on the floor under its own weight. And we just gotta get some brakes. These bearings seem okay. No play in them, so I'm okay with that. They spin nice and smooth still. The fire never really got there. It was mainly up here. So yeah, we gotta replace the sway bar bushings and install the rest of the little stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so I really quickly disassembled the driver's side. Here's the old sway bar end link and the old bushing. This side, like I said, didn't really get hot or anything. These two are probably okay. But since we're switching out the passenger side because they are gone, might as well toss in some new stuff for both. So I'm gonna do this side and then I'll show you guys just how bad the, the passenger side got. Okay, driver's side is in. Sway bar end link, everything torqued, new sway bar bushing, the shock is in, everything's torqued. I'm not gonna mark up here because these are not the permanent shocks. I'm obviously not going back to stock. These are just so when I move next month, I can roll the car and push it normally, because before I didn't have shocks and it was slammed on the floor like a stance boy's wet dream. Now we have shocks. This side's good. I'm gonna finish up the other side. Like I said, I haven't pulled the bushings yet, but I wanna show you guys just how little bushing there is. And then I think we're gonna install the intercooler today. We might as well, we could, and then the front fascia as well. I think we can install both of those. I don't think they get in the way of the harness at all. I think the harness routes up under here and everything, so should be good to install those too. Maybe even the headlights, we'll have to see. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish up this side, and yeah, the car will be able to roll again, thank God. Okay, the passenger side is all ripped out, and I actually forgot I ordered a new A-arm because, yeah, this one's seen better days. So that's the A-arm. This is the sway bar bushing of what's left of it, and sway bar end link, which is probably okay, but it's a little charred, so might as well replace it. But yeah, I am painting the sway bar bracket because I figured now's a good time to pull it off and get the surface rust off. So wire wheeled it, we're painting it, we're gonna let it dry and then throw in everything together. I guess I could start on the coilover, and then once that's dry, we could do the sway bar and the end link and all that fun stuff. So let me just continue this suspension train. All right, here's the new A-arm and the new sway bar bushing, and then the end link is still in the box, but yeah, they're not supposed to be black. That's all just soot and charred from the fire. So I'm gonna actually go in here with some degreaser and clean up the spindle. Just make sure everything's as clean as possible. That way it kind of looks good like that. This side is done. Go ahead and give you guys a little sneak peek in there. Looks real good. Everything is torqued up. Kind of sucks that I torqued everything because I'm gonna have to swap these out. I just don't know when. So let's go ahead and see how tall she sits. Okay, obviously the suspension hasn't settled and there's no engine in the car, but you know, this is good enough because one, it'll make it easier to get the car up in the air, and two, the car now can roll. So that's really good. Now I'm gonna see with the limited time I have how much I can rip out of in here. I'm gonna eye it up really quick and see if I wanna try to attack it before the storm hits. But so far, I mean, we've made good progress. The car can now roll if needed. All we have to do is just see how much of this we can rip out now before, well, it starts pissing on me. I didn't know I had this on my face, but try to wipe it off. I know it seems like we're not making like crazy progress on the car. I don't have a team behind me. This is just me putting a car together piece by piece. And the way I look at it is it's like baking a cake. You know, you got to start with the cake mix, and then you got to go and add your ingredients, and then you got to mix it up, and then you got to pour it out, and then you got to bake it. Just one step at a time. The front suspension is now good. Yeah, the steering rack needs to be replaced or rebuilt, but we'll figure that out. But the front suspension is drivable as of right now. Then we got to tackle the brakes, then we got to tackle the engine, then we got to tackle the wiring, and then we got to tackle the interior. So although it is like a daunting task, one step at a time, little progress here, little progress there, it's all gonna add up. And that's just how I keep thinking about it. That way I don't get overwhelmed, because I mean, I'm essentially building a car from scratch. Like, this is just metal and we are adding everything on top of it. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, it's starting to rain pretty good, but I made massive progress on the interior. Pulled out the support bash bar, whatever you wanna call it, the dash area. And I ripped out the heater core. There's just a mess over there that needs to be vacuumed. And then I'm gonna take a wire wheel and clean up all of that, make sure it's all nice and clean, and paint it. And then do the same for that, and it can go back in, and we can start routing the new harness onto the interior. Once the harness is routed, that's back in, we can get a new windshield. I figure might as well wait till all that's done in case I scratch the windshield, break it, and I just also have a lot more room to work with. But yeah, man, it's pretty cooked. And I found something that makes me a little nervous. One of the harnesses that goes to the rear looks a little cooked, and that might control everything in the rear, like the fuel pump, the tail lights, anything back there. So I might need to make my own custom harness that'll just control all that stuff on its own. But yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking. Okay, screw it, it stopped raining for a second. I'm gonna sand these really quick. I'm gonna get you guys set up on a tripod. In case it starts raining, you guys are gonna be covered up, but I'm not gonna let a little water scare me. So let's make this look brand new. All right, so it started raining again, and then it stopped raining again. I think I understand how people who live in Florida feel. Regardless of that though, I got them all primered up. So it's not peak, one of one, perfect, you know. I didn't go through and really smooth out everything. Like, the rust is gone for the most part. I didn't go into like the end caps and stuff like that, but this is essentially stuff that you're never gonna see. So I just wanted the surface rust to be gone. If I don't get a dash for a while, when these are painted black, it'll look a lot better than dookie brown. So I still feel like this was necessary. And now, since this is done, once I bolt these back in, I can set up the steering rack back how it should be, and the car will actually have like somewhat of a normal configuration inside. Okay, so one final update. Oh my God, I look really disgusting. One final update. Look at the car now. Oh baby. Oh baby, we got the intercooler installed along with the front bumper and the new front bumper bracket. So front bumper is on. Is it perfect? No, we have some stuff that we got to do to fix it. Like, the front lip isn't fully, you know, straight, but the sun will bake that back into place. But the big thing is the intercooler is on, so it looks like there's a turbo 2JZ underneath the hood, even though there's not. And before anyone says anything stupid, yes, I capped off the ends. I put rubber gloves and tape over it, so no little critters or dust or anything can crawl in there. But essentially, there's no reason for it to be off the car anymore since everything is painted, so it might as well be back on the car. I'm not putting on the headlights just yet though, because we have an issue with the harness. So guys, take a seat, because this isn't gonna be good news. I sent a video of the wiring going to the rear. I don't know if I showed you guys, but I could throw in the same video right here. I sent that video to my boy who helped me get this harness, Black Magic Motorsports or Motorworks. I'll link them down below. If you need anything JDM related, he probably can help you if you're in the SoCal area. That being said, I sent him that video. He sent it out to a couple people, and they said I'm pretty much cooked. The harness that is cooked goes to the rear, which controls everything back there. We're talking fuel pump, tail lights, reverse lights, license plate lights, fuel level sender, all of this stuff that is very, very crucial in a car. So I asked him, well, like, can I technically just have a custom one made? Can I technically just go full race car and just have a custom harness made? He said, let me make a couple phone calls and we'll find out. He made a phone call, and one guy that he works with makes custom harnesses, like full-fledged custom harnesses. He does EV swaps in a car, so he knows what he's doing. He actually wanted Blackmagic to do a EV swap in his Supra, so I'm sure he'll give me the same spiel when I meet him. But regardless, he might be the key to getting this car all squared away, because he might be able to make me from scratch a full harness for everything in the car. I might not need to use any of the OEM stuff that I picked up recently. I might be able to just use his full thing. However, that's obviously going to take more time. He needs to have the car needs to be at his shop, and everything needs to be stripped out, and the engine needs to be put in, which, I mean, we're pretty much there anyway, so it's not like a big deal. But that's a big, like, just, it's a big kind of headache, because we can't just throw in the harness that I have in my $100,000 storage box right there. We can't just throw the harness in and call it a day now. We have to figure out, go OEM, go aftermarket, what do we have to do to make this work? And if that happens, if we go full aftermarket, what's gonna happen in the sense of if we're gonna be able to, you know, swap out ECUs down the line? Is it gonna be just only for this specific setup? Is it gonna be interchangeable? Is it gonna be an OEM replica, or is it gonna be fully custom one of one? So, might be cooked. It might have just been easier for me to just go buy another Supra, but I didn't wanna do that. I was stupid. I probably should have done that, but I heard this one saying once, and it said, nothing is impossible. Impossible just takes a little bit longer to figure out. And so I'm gonna keep that in mind when it comes to this car. Worst case scenario, I do just have to scrap this car and just sell it as a bare shell to somebody. Even after all of the hard work and, you know, the year plus I've already put into rebuilding it, I just have to do that and then just take all of my stuff and throw it into another car. It's obviously the easiest answer, but again, I don't really want to do that. So this thing might just be turned into like a fully fledged race car. We've still yet to be determined on that. Anyways, I'm staring at the Supra. I'm happy looking at it. It looks cute. Even in light of this potential horrible news, I'm still happy because we've made great progress today. Even though it's not the best of news, I'm overall happy with what we've done. So anyways, now that is all I have for you for today, guys. Let me know. This thing might be a full-fledged race car. This thing might be just ready to just hook and book and just be a fucking drag race car. We'll have to see. But yeah, that might be how it is. Oh, and if you're wondering how the dash support looks, there you go. So my goal is on Monday, dash support goes back in, steering rack gets set up again, and maybe the brake booster gets set up. And we also might have new brakes on Monday as well. So we might have a full brake setup again, and we'll be good to actually, you know, use the brakes. It's still Flintstone powered, but it's something. Anyways, sorry, it was a little bit of a yap sesh right there. Just want to give you guys a full transparent update on the car. Let me know what you guys think. What's the best case scenario? Should I try to hunt down an OEM harness or potentially have an OEM replica made, or full send race car? Comment your thoughts down below. I do never plan on selling this vehicle unless, you know, we have to swap into another Supra, so it's not like I'm worried about resale value. So let me know your thoughts down below. Anyways, subscribe, and until next video, peace.